Welcome to 5 Minutes, your quick dive into the wide-ranging world of insurance, technology, and leadership. I'm Miguel Edwards, and I'll be your guide as we explore these topics that are transforming not just the insurance industry, but the business world at large. Along with sharing observations I've made over the span of my career in insurance, technology, and operations, I'll be chatting with some of the brightest minds in business and leadership. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, an industry expert, or just curious about how technology is revolutionizing insurance, this is your perfect spot for your weekly dose of insights. This is 5 Minutes. You've brought to me an idea or these concepts around IoT and how that could change some of the game there. So talk a little bit about what you've got in mind and some of the things that carriers could be focused on to shift that dynamic.
Business is about emotion. That's how sales are done. Like you want to create an emotional response. People who are lining up for the iPhone, right, or lining up for the next Star Wars movie, there's an emotion there. Right. Like those are fanatics about that product. Name the last time someone lined up to buy insurance. That doesn't happen. That's like they come kicking and screaming, right? So you nailed it, right? For the most part, since claims is a very small percentage of activity that occurs at an insurance company, for the most part, our engagement with insurance companies is completely unemotional. Mm-hmm. It's the bill comes. Well, that's not positive for sure. So at best, it's neutral. And it's likely to be slightly negative. It's likely like, I have to pay this bill, right? So think about it that way. So engagement with an insurance company is likely to behave in that kind of, it would have that kind of emotional paradigm to it. Okay. So we're going to go back in time, Miguel, to 2019. I get a Samsung device with 2 little tiny water pucks. And I got a small set of instructions. Put these water pucks in, bathroom or kitchen areas underneath a sink, somewhere where there's a propensity or a probability that water could leak. Okay, Miguel. So I did that, and I connect all of this stuff in. I get the app. The app works, tells me everything's connected, and I'm getting text messages day after day that's telling me no moisture detected. And I'm just like, that's a pain in the ass, right? Like, what is that? So, Miguel, I don't even know if these things were working correctly. Like I still don't know. Like, if there's a water leak, will this thing detect it? So one day I just came up with the brilliant idea. I just walked up, reached underneath the sink, grabbed one of the puck, licked my finger, and touched the little sensor on it and put it back. 2 minutes later, I get a text message, right, that says moisture detected, humidity detected. Boom. My head exploded because immediately I got a sense of like, well, if I wasn't home, I could send somebody to my home to check it out, right? If I am home, I can go check it out, right? Like there's stuff I can do. And I started to immediately connect the dots to like, wow, I have an emotional connection. In one fell swoop, that one moment, I realized this thing solves all of those problems. This thing immediately gives you a sense of relief, a sense of peace, that I can sleep at night, that I know that if the water is leaking, I will know before it becomes an absolute catastrophe. Imagine if there was an insurance company brand on that, right? So take this and put that brand on. I can tell you from an emotional standpoint, what you're sensing is every time you get that text message that nothing is wrong, right? And your carrier name is on that, they are getting the sense that like you're taking care of me. I can sleep at night. I'm getting my money's worth. Right. I'm actually paying you for something and I'm getting my money's worth. And for the first mover advantage here, for carriers that aren't doing this, this is one of those situations where even if a carrier was offering a cheaper price for their insurance, this is one of those things where you can develop like a fanatical base of like, well, I'm not switching. Why would I switch? If I switch, I'm not going to get the text messages anymore. If I switch, I won't have peace of mind. I won't be able to sleep at night.
I got to ask the question. I mean, these devices, they're out there, power failure detection, occupancy detection, moisture and humidity detection, obviously smoke detection, freeze detection. I mean, these are all out there and it's not expensive. You can go on Amazon, probably outfit your entire house for less than $100. So
that becomes the dynamic, that becomes the conundrum here, and why it hasn't taken off, because you have a conservative insurance industry that's saying, well, what if we pay for it and then they leave, right? And there's no incentive for the consumer to go rush and buy these things, even though they are. I can walk around my neighborhood and like every other door has a Ring doorbell, right? So they are buying this, but they're doing it in a haphazard way. They're doing it with no strategy to centralize this. And guess what, Miguel? They're getting no benefit from doing that.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.